Are you moving to a new home, or do you just need an efficient, completely stress-free guide to starting your electric service with Pepco? Well, stay tuned because you're in exactly the right place. Today, we're breaking down the ultimate guide to setting up your electricity step by step. Literally, even if you're a total beginner to this, you're going to know exactly what to do. I know moving is incredibly stressful. Between packing all those boxes, signing leases, and figuring out the logistics, setting up utilities often falls right to the bottom of the list. But look, there is literally nothing worse than arriving at your new place, flipping a switch, and realizing you have zero power. We're going to make absolutely sure you aren't left in the dark on your first night. So to do that, we're going to map out the entire life cycle of the setup process in this explainer. From gathering your documents and understanding the timeline, to navigating those sneaky security deposits and choosing your actual energy rate plan. By the end of this, you'll know exactly what to do, when to do it, and how to avoid the common pitfalls that trip up so many new residents. Okay, let's jump straight into Section 1, Welcome to Pepco Territory, DC and Maryland's Energy Grid. So Pepco, which actually stands for Potomac Electric Power Company, operates under the corporate umbrella of Exelon Corporation. They're what the energy industry calls a wires-only utility. What that means is their primary job is maintaining the physical grid. The power lines outside your window, the transformers, and the actual smart meter attached to your home. Even if you choose to buy your actual energy from a totally different supplier, Pepco is always the company physically delivering it to your door. And the sheer scale of their operation is pretty massive. They serve nearly 1 million customers. That's roughly 300,000 meters in Washington, D.C., and another 600,000 across Maryland's Montgomery and Prince George's counties. So you are certainly not alone in navigating this process. Moving right along this section 2, preparing for your application. Get your documents ready.
You're going to absolutely need this information handy before you start. It's not just a formality, right? Federal red flag rules actually require Pepco to verify your identity to prevent utility fraud and to assess your credit profile. You'll need the exact service address and make sure to include any specific unit or apartment numbers, plus your full name, date of birth, and your social security number or tax ID.
Now, here's a huge pro tip for you. Do not wait until the last minute. Pepco actually allows you to request service up to 120 days before your move-in date. At an absolute bare minimum, they need at least 3 business days of lead time to process an automated online setup, schedule meter readings, and coordinate the grid routing. But there is one big exception you really should be aware of. If your new place has been vacant for a long time, or maybe it just underwent some major renovations, an online request might actually get blocked. In that case, you'll need something called an underwriter certificate. This is basically an official document from a municipal electrical inspector proving the wiring is safe. Pepco legally cannot energize a meter at these specific properties until they literally have this certificate on file. All right, Section 3, the setup and activation, turning the lights on. The actual process is wonderfully straightforward. You just follow these simple steps online at pepco.com/start. Or, if you prefer, you can call their customer service center at 202-833-7500. Now, you can list up to 2 people on the account, but just remember, anyone listed as an account holder is going to be legally and financially responsible for the bill. Once your account is up and running, you can manage the whole start, stop, or transfer process right from your phone using the Pepco mobile app. You can also use it to monitor your daily and hourly energy usage, which honestly is incredibly helpful for keeping that monthly bill down. You'll want to pay close attention to this timeline. Service is typically activated bright and early at 8 a.m. on your requested date. But remember that 3 business day minimum we talked about? Well, as one Reddit user found out the hard way, you literally cannot get a same-day weekend activation. They moved into an apartment on a Friday, tried to start service that exact same day, and realized the soonest available slot wasn't until the following Wednesday. So plan ahead. Now, if you are planning ahead and your online setup suddenly hits a wall with an error message, don't panic. It's usually just due to one of these system flags. Maybe the previous tenant left an unpaid balance, or a landlord put a password lock on the meter. If this happens, it just requires a quick manual phone call to customer care to prove you are, in fact, the new tenant. Usually just showing them a signed lease or deed clears it right out. Let's dive into Section 4, choosing your service options, supply versus delivery. Okay, so here's how this works. While Pepco will always physically deliver the power through their wires and fix the outages, you can actually shop around for the company that supplies the energy itself. If you do nothing at all, you just default to Pepco's Standard Offer Service, or SOS. But since it's a deregulated market, you have the legal right to browse licensed competitive electric providers. Some of these might offer cheaper rates or even 100% green energy options. And even if you stick with Pepco for your supply, you still have choices. Depending on your lifestyle, you can pick a specific rate plan. For example, if you drive an EV, they have plans specifically designed for that. If you tend to run your appliances mostly at night, their time of use plan can actually save you money during those off-peak hours. And if you happen to have solar panels, their net metering program allows you to earn credits for any excess power you generate. It's pretty cool.
All right, time to face Section 5. Navigating deposits and fees, avoiding sticker shock.
$435, that exact number, completely shocked a new resident on an online forum recently. They opened their very first utility bill expecting a small, normal charge and were instead hit with this massive total. Yeah, this poor renter had a $435 deposit slapped onto their normal usage charges. Here's the deal. When you apply, Pepco runs a soft credit check. If you have a lack of credit history, a poor credit profile, or a history of utility delinquency, you're going to be assessed a security deposit. It is a completely normal, heavily regulated process designed to protect the utility from bad debt. But hey, the good news is that these deposits are strictly capped by local utility commissions. It's usually the lesser of $100 or twice the normal monthly bill for that specific address. And better yet, Pepco can't just spend this money. It's held as collateral, it actually accrues interest, and it is fully refunded to you or credited to your account after 12 consecutive months of successful on-time payments. Oh, and if you're over 60 or a qualifying military family, you might be totally exempt from the deposit altogether.
Okay, moving on to our final section. Section 6, support, tips, and disclaimer. Customer service cheat codes.
You're definitely going to want to keep these contacts handy. If the power goes out, the absolute fastest way to report it is just to text ADD outage and then out to 48710. Super easy. Now, because Pepco has closed most of their physical walk-in offices, if you need to pay your bill in cash, you can use the check-free pay system at most CVS or Walmart locations. Finally, when it's time to move out, always give 3 business days notice to stop your service. You are financially liable for the electricity used at that address until you officially close the account. And of course, a quick disclaimer here. Utility regulations and policies can change, so always verify these current details and phone numbers directly on the official Pepco website. And there you have it. With this explainer roadmap, you are now totally prepared to conquer your utility setup, bypass those annoying roadblocks, and focus your energy on what really matters, enjoying your brand new space. So, what's the very first thing you're going to plug in when you walk through those doors? Think about it, and best of luck with your move.